Okay.
Hey
Hi
guys.
guys. Hi. So my name is Daje. I'm a medical student of the University of Debrecen. Right now, around the world, students are undergoing or going through a championship. They're competing to find the world's diagnostic champion. And with me here today, first of all, I have to inform you guys, if you haven't logged into the system, do so right now because at 12:05 UCC, you would be unable to log in, okay? So this is an information for those competing. There are beautiful people here with me today, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, starting from my right.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Gabor. I'm the CEO of InSimu.
Hello guys, my name is Anta and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of InSimu.
Hello guys, my name is David. I'm the lead medical developer at InSimu.
Great, thank you so much. So first of all, I'm going to ask a question to Gabor. Okay, could you tell me what's the idea behind this championship?
Okay, so I met many medical students at last year in Tanzania at their meeting of the IFMSA meeting, and we came up with an idea that there is no place for medical students to compete with each other in the diagnostics. And there was no platform before, and with InSimu we saw that we can do that. So together with IFMSA, so we made it possible for the medical students to compete with each other, to compare their knowledge to those studying elsewhere, very far away from them.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. It's really cool to work with students, actually. So right now it's 14:03, and if you haven't signed in, it's 12:03, and if you haven't signed in, make sure you do so because you have 2 minutes. Andy, could you please tell me about the cooperation with IFMSA and the organizing committee of this championship?
Yeah, sure. So as Gabor just mentioned, exactly 1 year ago, we met a fantastic, enthusiastic student group who wanted to make an impact on medical education, and we have several members from IFMSA's COMI who helped us to make this dream come true. We had Pablo from Ecuador, Mohamed from Sudan, Alice from Latvia, Ayman from Algeria, Johannes from Tanzania, Segnik from India, Daniel from Colombia, Patricia from Panama, and Lina from Egypt. And we are really thankful for you for your work.
You were amazing, guys. And thank you, Andy, for organizing from the InSimu part. It's been a very busy year, and they did an awesome job, so I thank them.
It's really cool because you have a lot of students from different parts of the world actually working on this project. It's really cool.
And actually, we just found out that the biggest distance between the competing teams is 17,000 kilometers, and it's between UK and Australia.
Wow.
Let's see. That's something. Yeah. That's something. Okay, so during this session, we're actually going to go to the leaderboards to see who's actually solving the patients as quickly. And so it's going to be from time to time we're going to show the leaderboard, and now we're actually going to do that. Okay. So we have teams from. Okay, so right now you can see those who are competing in this championship. And you can feel free to leave a comment on Facebook if you're following and what team you're actually cheering for. You could also tell us where you're writing from because we want to keep this as interactive as possible. Okay. I'm going to ask a question to Andy. We can see the leaderboard now. So could you describe to us what's going on here?
Yeah, sure. So we can see the name of the teams. We can see the countries where the competing teams come from. We can also see the university. And the second column shows how many patients they have already solved. Next to the solved patients, we can see the time. This is the time that the competing teams have already spent with solving the cases. And the most interesting information is in the last column, which is the score. or we can also say experience points, and it is based on several factors. But I think we should ask David about this. What the experience points mean.
So the XP points mean how well you solved the case based on what diagnosis you gave to the patient and what pathway did you use, which examinations. We'll talk about this probably a bit later in detail, but like history of physical, but and what the time cost and the optimal time cost compared to your time cost and time and cost management or something like that. Yeah.
And all of these affects the ranking. So, you know, if you have a higher score XP points, you kind of go higher up in the rank.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you like don't really find the diagnosis, you can still get XP points for the right pathway or the right time or so on.
That's really useful information, guys. So even if you don't know the diagnosis, you can still get XP points. So don't lose hope. Just keep on fighting, okay?
I can see that guys from Brazil just got to the first place. They already solved 2 patients.
Wow.
Amazing.
Really quick.
Nice job.
Really quick.
In
really
like
quick.
6 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Amazing.
that's really cool.
Of course, if the XP points are the same for 2 teams, then the time comes into consideration. So the faster is the better. But probably it will be mostly the XP points that will decide to choose the winning team.
Yeah, and now we have 60 teams who are competing at this moment from all around the world. But it was a longer process. We had 264 teams who registered to the competition, which means 511 registered medical students. But 187 teams completed the challenge in the first round. In the first round, they had to solve 10 virtual cases, diagnostic cases, during 1 hour. Yeah,
so it's kind of similar to what is going on today, right?
Yeah, almost. But this time in the final, they have less, but more difficult cases.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Okay. So, do we have the opportunity to introduce the competitors right
Yeah,
now?
sure. I think we should watch a small video. Some of the finalist teams sent us some really nice pictures
really interesting.
and messages. Yeah, here we can see the Czech team, Asystoli and Chill. Yeah, and the A team is from Nepal. Case is pending, autopsy from Ukraine. A2 from Egypt.
Cashman from Indonesia.
Yeah,
That's interesting. The Daje home.
I love that picture.
Amazing names.
Yeah, actually.
Really creative.
Yes.
Action Condor. Sorry for my pronunciation.
Oh, this
Yeah, he's from Jamaica, but he lives in UK.
BLAD. What does that stand for?
I think from the
BLS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's. I think the previous team has been named after the professor.
Oh, that's so cool.
Cute.
Yeah.
The guys from Germany struggle with many quests.
The Trinity of medical students, Google stress and coffee.
A lot of coffee.
The Hungarian team. The Polish team.
the FDA.
Yeah,
Wow.
one of the
Future
teams
doctors.
from
By the
Ecuador.
way.
I
Another
think
one?
they were the first one in the first round, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Thank you guys for sending these amazing pictures and introductions of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. And I see now on the leaderboard that Singapore has gone just above Brazil,
Oh,
and they've served
Singapore.
3 patients already.
And in just 10 minutes. Awesome. But do not rush, because the XP points will be probably the more important. But of course, if you are this good, I'm happy for that.
Okay, so don't forget that you can leave comments about everything that's going on here today. We're going to read your comments and we're going to reply back, okay? And just for this moment, I'm going to turn to David to tell us more about, the patient, how you choose the patients to be used for this championship.
For this championship, we've selected a number of cases and patients. So we have a variety and also consider the difficulty, because to be more exciting. So we have a broad variety of patients, and well, as we are continuously developing, we have chosen some to what we haven't shown already, or some of them haven't been shown already. So that's a hint, guys. And
there are many new diseases that no one ever seen before, because it was not in the app. So
you created new patients for this particular championship.
Exactly.
That makes me really special.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they will be able to see, everyone else will be able to see these patients later when the competition is over, so they can try themselves also and see what they sold.
Yeah, they can compare their performance to the winning team.
Or if you're comparing now, you can check back later and solve it in another way, if it's better or worse, however you like.
And actually, I do have a question about the teams. So you could have a team of 1, because I saw that the competitor from Jamaica who studies in the UK, he was just 1 person. But then for other things, there were 2 people. Was there a limit on the number of participants or competitors in the team?
Yeah, originally the aim of the competition is to. So we decided to organize a team competition and let the students compete in teams, form a team, and think and work together in teams, because we wanted to encourage them to improve these skills, because if you are in a group, you can benefit from the different skills of the team members. But we didn't want to make the rules so strict, so we defined to set the number of the team members as maximum 3.
Okay.
So students were allowed to compete alone.
And I actually have a question. It occurs to me that what exactly can the students use or not use? So is there special rules for the championship right now? So can they use books, or should they just maintain communication with the app?
Well, so first of all, it's a teamwork, so they can communicate with each other if they have to, because probably they're going to be best together. Secondly, it's just in real life. You can use a book, or you can use online material also when you're with a patient. So if you have the time, and if you know where to find the right information that you need, you can do that. What a competition like this needs is your logic, your diagnostic thinking. You cannot find it anywhere. If you know where to find the right information, that's the best. Then you are good for this competition, and you can win this competition. You have to be cost and time efficient, and you have to do an evidence-based diagnosis, of course.
Let's kind of back up a little bit and talk about the 2 organizations that organize this championship. Okay, so would you tell us more about these organizations?
All right, so we've been organizing together with the IFMSA, the International Federation of Medical Students Associations. Of which is a worldwide organization with more than 1 million medical students worldwide, and with amazing OCs and GAs and leaders. And together with them, was it possible to reach all these medical students? We put together the rules of the competition so that the medical students will like it or love it, and we can also decide, or the ad can decide which one is the best, which team is the best. And InSimu is a startup which is developing an app with the help of which medical students or physicians can practice their diagnostic thinking, their diagnostic work in a safe environment, on their phone, on their tablets, on virtual patients. They can have unlimited number of virtual patients, so they can practice until they get bored, or they get always maximum points. So they can prepare for their future work as a physician. They can review their knowledge. They can improve according to the new guidelines because they get all the feedbacks, the professional feedbacks from the app. So the IFMSA and InSimu together organize this competition and is organizing this competition. Hopefully, it's only the first one, but not the last one. The guys, they're using the InSimu app for this competition, a special challenge for that.
You mentioned something about having a lot of patients on the app, unlimited number of patients. But actually, I want to turn the question to David. Okay, so like, how many patients do you actually have on the app? I mean, if it's unlimited, it means you have to like put it, like, update it every day or something, or?
Well, we really have unlimited number of patients, and no, as in real life, you as in InSimu, there are no same patients. So something is different. Even the symptoms, even like in real life, the hair, the body texture. So it's not to the same. But we are also currently working on putting many more and more specialties as we speak, and as we are continuously developing. So yeah, and that's how this is formed, and yeah.
But like for specialties and subspecialties, like are there specialties you kind of focus on, irrespective of the others? Like, do you give some more power or more advantage over other specialties?
Advantage, you mean more effort from us, or?
I mean like more. So which specialties are more likely to be on the app, and which ones are less likely to be on the app?
Yeah, so we are currently have 4 specialties available, and we are developing the so-called sub-specialties. So it's a little bit smaller units, and we are also, right now I can tell you that we are currently working on a specialty that is not visible. It's oncology, and we are in the planning of the pediatrics as well. So that's new information for you guys. This is what we continue to do and implement, so we can have a broad variety of specialties for each individual who just wants to try out for example, the gastroenterology specialization, so something like that.
And
first, we started with emergency medicine and gastroenterology. So all those areas where differential diagnosis is very important and is very colorful. So this is the way we are developing them, and we are focusing so that it's the patients are colorful for the differential diagnosis.
I see. And you have patients from different demographics, right? So like you have patients from America, from Africa, from Asia. So you have these variety of patients.
Yes, certainly.
It's the race is included as well in the patients. So yeah, you can have different variety.
This
What I like the most in the app that it's also possible that the patient can die.
Oh,
So
really?
it's so realistic that this can also happen.
Be careful, guys, please. And you mentioned stuff about costs, time costs, putting in costs into the XP. So could you tell me more about this? So how exactly does this come into play in solving the patient, in solving the problem, diagnostic problem?
The XP itself is well calculated with the diagnosis, the pathway, and the time and cost spent. And this is on the side of diagnosis as well as the pathway with some implementation of the time and cost management. So basically it's decided.
With the time and cost factor, we would like to encourage the medical students to find and learn the most cost and time efficient diagnostic pathway. And we believe that this way we can contribute to in long term, InSimu can contribute to most cost and time efficient healthcare system as patient care.
It's very important. And did you want to add something, Deborah?
Yeah, so the cost efficiency, for example, if you order an MRI instead of a simple ultrasound, that is more costly, so you might get smaller or less XP points. But also, there are harmful tests in some cases. In diseases or for an age or for a gender, there are tests that are harmful, and if you order those, you will lose points. So this is also something to take into consideration.
Right. And how were the patients actually selected for this championship?
Well,
handpicked.
Yeah.
Handpicked to have the best for this competition.
And how many patients do they have to diagnose in total?
In total, in the final?
In the final.
In the final, they have to diagnose 5 patients, but they are harder and difficult to diagnose, and these patients are not seen before. So we decided to put a 1 hour time limit on that.
Maybe we could check it out, the teams.
We cannot check it anymore because there are more than 3 patients solved by many teams. So we do not want to share the final results or final points only at the end when everyone is ready or the time is over.
But there's something very important because I see that there are teams from South America, there are teams from Asia, for example. So are they doing this in their languages or it's in a specific language?
Well, the application itself is in English, and we decided that medical literature is broadly used in English, so we think that it's good to be able to, even the application can help you in developing your English skills. So, and we also hope that it won't be a major issue, but this is the widest and broadest used medical language.
Mm-hmm. I also find that in literature nowadays, or even in medical schools generally, there's more focus on teaching the students English, at least medical English, and I think this is kind of useful for them to practice, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and you practice it by learning something new, and probably it implements or imprints into your brain more if you see these sentences or phrases that is used in the app.
Yeah, maybe it's more challenging for some students, but we believe that it can be another opportunity to learn.
It's important. Actually, I didn't mention it at the beginning, but I took part in a championship, like a mini championship in my university in March, and it was actually it was nerve-wracking actually to like.
Was it?
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking because we had to think on our feet, and I hadn't been put in such a position before, having to think about, being cost effective or time efficient with patients. And I think, like, for me, it's the most beautiful part of this app because it models reality, And
I like you saying that because this is one of the most important visions for InSimu is to put the students in a situation where they can decide, where they have to decide, and of course they can fail, but they can learn from their mistakes. No one is harmed because it's only a virtual patient, but still you can learn from your mistakes, and when you go and see a real patient, you will be more experienced and more ready for seeing them and for taking care of them.
And I would emphasize this because you have the possibility to be mistaken or to be wrong here. It will show you that you have made some mistakes, but right now it's okay. In real life, in real settings, with somebody's life on the line, it's not. So this is a great opportunity.
And there's feedback, right, within the app, right? So if you make mistakes, it shows you like where exactly your mistakes were and like what you could have done better.
Certainly, well, not for the competition because they do not see the results, but only after the competition. But in the regular use, yes, you get back the results of all the examinations you ordered and also those that you should have ordered, and you can compare your pathway to the advice one. You can also compare the money and time spent by you and the money and time spent by if you had gone an optimal pathway according to guidelines and so on. You might even spend less, but it is not even so. To make an evidence-based diagnosis, you cannot make a diagnosis by sight. You will lose XP points in that case because you have to prove, for example, if the patient has appendicitis because a treatment has consequences. But if you prove it, you will get the full score, and then you will see no difference in your pathway and the optimal pathway.
I have a question for you. Back to your personal experiences.
Sure.
How did you find to work in a team? Because the motto of this championship is better together. But I don't know if it's more difficult because you have to discuss your ideas, you have to share it, and you have to decide together, or it is easier. What do you think about this?
Well, I felt okay. So I had one in my team. There were two people, and we had to decide. So I had my own evidence of what I felt was right. She had what she felt was right, and then having to come to like a decision. Okay, so what do we do right now? Should we take mine or should we take hers? Eventually, I think we just did. Okay, you know what? Now you choose mine, and later we choose yours, and that's how we try to solve the case. But it's important for doctors to work together. That is very true. And so like having to be put in that situation, it's I think it's a good practice, honestly.
It is also a challenge when you start working in a working environment that you're not alone. You have to work with others. They also have feelings. They also have opinions, and sometimes you are right, sometimes they are right. You have to put that together.
Did you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to quote a sentence that you just said that it's very interesting when you have to get a logic or get a reasoning behind why you are thinking that, and you have to persuade or you have to let go of your idea, and it's a very interesting interaction, even in the teams within. So yeah.
I just want to have a hint that 5 teams already solved all the patients. It is amazing that they could already do that in half an hour. Of course, the other teams are still working, and it's so the final ranking is final order is not yet done. But great job, guys.
Yeah, by solving the last patient, can everything change? So
yeah. But we are not showing the
No.
list only at the very end, so I'm sorry guys, you have to wait a bit more.
But can we say that it's gonna be interesting? So the difference is not much.
Yeah, it is very close call.
Yeah.
And what do you think, what kind of skill set does the winning team need? What do you think, what does it take to be the best diagnostic team of 2018?
Oh my god, a lot of practice. And well, to me, to think logically and only order a test if you know that the result of that test will change something. If the result of the test, whether it's positive or negative, wouldn't make any difference, then it's just a waste of time and money, probably. I would say that. Well, would you say that?
I completely agree. So I would start the case by like asking and doing the history examinations and the physical examinations as well. So you have a number of diagnoses in your head that are possible, and then you use the laboratory and the imaging tests to sort them out, or to exclude, or to include some others. So as Gabor said, not just in the air using. I send my patients to brain CT, whatever happens, because they get the dosage, they get the stress as here as well. So yeah,
there's a saying that a good medical history is half the diagnosis. So you can do it cheap, and well, you have to think globally, or to see the whole patient, to see the whole organism, because everything affects everything. So humans are, first of all, humans are gorgeous, but the patient, we also say that they do not know the books. Their disease do not know their symptoms, the symptoms that are listed in the books. So you have to be creative and think and see the whole thing in one.
And from my studies, I've experienced that when they teach you something and you talk about disease, you know the disease, but in a clinical situation, it's completely the opposite. So they tell you the symptoms, and you have to change your perspective and thinking. And I think one of the strongest sides of this application is that it lets you do that. It lets you focus on the switch, and allows you to switch your thinking. So
it's very important.
We had the first team for a very long time in the first place, but they switched and someone else came to the first place. So actually, we're having quite a fun here, but you guys, you cannot see the
results.
But we're enjoying this. I am.
If you'd let me ask a question, so they're solving the cases now, but of course they didn't just appear on the app to solve the cases, right? Did they have some time to practice, or like how long has the app been open for this?
Yeah, our app InSimu app is available since January. I know that some of the participants used the app for a long time, for several months, but in the framework, in the terms of the championship, we offer the participants 1 month free access to the premium version, in which they can learn from their mistakes, because they can get a detailed feedback of the performance.
Okay, so they had time to practice before this. It's very important. And
and they did. They solved thousands of patients. So they were preparing for this contest.
And I'm sure they're definitely better medical students now because of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. So everyone is a winner here, as the saying goes. So they got more experience, they got better. Hopefully they will keep practicing. We have many teams. We show that they're about to finish, about to graduate and start their clinical work. So I hope that they will use these experiences there and will save many lives.
It's a very important part of the app, actually, the ease of access, the ease of use, and like you can practically use it anywhere you are. Like it doesn't matter if you're in a coffee shop or in a class or waiting for the next lecture, and you can easily do it. And if you're fast enough, you can even do it in 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Or doing lectures.
Yes, possibly. And so let's move on to like talking about the best stuff. Okay, so could you share like your best moment so far, like including about organizing the competition, for example? Anyone?
But I really enjoyed working together with IFMSA and the SCOMI and the working group in SCOMI. It was really nice to work with students from all around the world. Actually, we haven't met in person, but in the end we had a really great team, and then we made this together, and I enjoyed every moment of it.
Do you have any best team names, for example?
Yeah, we have a couple of very interesting ones. Can we check some of these names? Wait. We have some ICD codes in the team names, but
nice one, guys.
But they might not be in the finals, unfortunately. I don't know. Which one do you like, guys?
I have a curious one. What does Roham Kochi mean? What's that?
It's a Hungarian word for an ambulance car which has a doctor on it. So it's the highest ranked car on the ambulance, and that's called Roham Kochi in Hungary.
I like Asistoli.
Asistoli and Chill.
And Chill. Yeah, Medzilla.
Yeah,
House Handy, of course.
It's funny, we had many various versions for House Handy.
House Handy.
Yeah, do you still watch House Handy?
Oh yeah, I do. Actually, now I'm trying to learn it in another language, to watch it in another language. It's really interesting.
In another language? Oh, which language?
French.
French.
Wow.
You're studying French now?
Yes, I am. Yeah, yes, I am. So.
Yeah, actually, I have one favorite name is not the OC team of ICMS. Because I think it has a story. I'm not sure about it, but some months ago, maybe in April, we organized the local competition in Sofia and Bulgaria. And the name of the conference is the International Congress of Medical Students, and I guess the OC team, the organizing committee of this conference, applied for the championship on this team.
And so, like, it's saying we're not the ones who applied before and they make it to the final.
I'm not sure about it, but I guess this is the story behind this thing.
And do you have any, like, the ICD codes? Any special?
What I was thinking now, you asked before about the best moments, and one moment came to me that I was lucky enough to meet some of the guys from the IFMSA and the OC teams in Tanzania, as I mentioned, and we were together around the table next to a pool, and it was very hot, and we came up with many amazing ideas. And next time we do have to ask Hugh Laurie to be with us from House Handy. Yeah, we didn't do it yet, but that's a thing that I still wanna have him here. But anyway, so it is a very a warm memory, and it was full of excitement to me.
My warm memory is when the first positive feedback came. So how wide or big the variety is in the diagnostic tests, like around like 500 diagnostic tests you can order, and and by helping a little, solving cases and giving these experiences, that was my first aha moment or the best moment.
That's really cool. Do you have other ones?
Yeah, I think I have. We already showed a video about the finalists. We asked them to send some photos and descriptions of themselves. And last night the deadline was yesterday evening, and I put together the video last night, and I stayed up very late, but I was really enjoying it to see the faces and the stories behind the competition. It was a very, very lovely moment.
Which country actually has the most participants?
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe Annie knows.
Maybe Hungary, I think, but Ecuador and...
How many countries do we have altogether? Did we say that?
I know that in the first round has been completed by 66 countries.
Oh my,
66.
66.
I didn't know.
It's almost half of the countries in the world.
Yeah.
It's 10 countries more than the countries in Africa. It's really cool. And
we're there in all the continents. So it's amazing. But actually, we again had a new leader of the.
This is full of surprises.
Yeah.
So mysterious.
You never know. Actually, you never know. Just to those watching us, please don't forget that you can leave a comment. This is so exciting, and we can't wait actually to tell you more details about who the winner is. So stay tuned, okay? And
maybe we can have Pablo in the stream.
Oh, we can.
Pablo, the SCOMI director.
Could you join us?
He's in Montreal, as far as I know, and he might be able to join us. We'll solve the technicalities, but we'll let you know.
This is really cool. It's really exciting to have him here with us, actually. Maybe you could introduce Pablo.
Of course, and I wonder what's the weather like there, and if I know that he's been watching the slideshow. And
what's his role in the IFMSA, and what role has he played so far in organizing the championship?
Okay, so he's the director for the Medical Education Committee, the SCOMI, Standing Committee on Medical Education. So he's the worldwide director of this group, and he's been the leader of the I would say part of the organizing committee for most of the time, and well, he knows everything about this competition, and we do hope that he can join us by Skype and tell us a few words. They're in Montreal because the August meeting is in Montreal. Is it?
Yeah,
it's in Montreal, and they're already having some pre-meetings and trainings and changing the world and helping the world.
So, just for the app, I was actually thinking, would there possibly be a public health kind of specialty because I'm interested in public health. So I'm wondering, would there possibly be a public health or more, not patient specific, but more so I can't imagine how this is going to go, but if you solve so many patients, then maybe you can find if there's a problem with a certain community. Do you think it's something that could happen?
Well, it certainly could. I don't know if it's happening. I certainly hope so. You mean, what I understand, that what you said, so that these diagnostic pathways can have a modifying effect on the public health.
Yes. It will be interesting, I think.
Yeah, it's a very good idea, actually. We are using national guidelines, and physicians, so that it's really evidence-based and current, up-to-date, and but in the meantime, we can probably have a different viewpoint or a different setting on how the patient is solved compared with the time and cost management. So probably I really hope so. That's one of my missions that it could affect. It would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So now we have Pablo. He's joined us from Montreal in Canada.
We're gonna put him on out on the screen in a minute. Hey Pablo, you're not on the screen not yet, but now you're there. Hey, you're on the live show.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for inviting me as well. So yes, actually I'm not in Montreal yet, I'm in Toronto. I just arrived yesterday.
Okay.
And as you were saying, yes, the August meeting is going to happen actually in a few days. And the entire team of the small working group who has been leading this whole activity is really excited about this final. It has been already almost a year since this idea started back in Tanzania, as Gabriel was saying, and yeah, it's really inspiring to see so many people from different countries, from such different cultures, backgrounds who are participating. Yeah, and actually, I would really like to thank all the medical students who are in the small working group. We're a group of people from so different countries as well who have worked together with InSimu to get to this amazing activity. It's the first time actually that SCOME does this kind of activities worldwide.
And thank you. Thank the SCOME team for doing this whole thing and this potential to organize a bird-like competition is amazing, and hopefully there will be you and other teammates will organize the next one as well next year, so that the students can the new students can also compare their knowledge.
Okay, thank you so much, Pablo, for joining us.
So in the at the AM, when is the AM going to start?
But I believe that it's almost more than 1,000 who are attending the entire event. So yes, we're really excited, still working on all the preparations.
Amazing. We wish you good luck for that, and thank you for joining us and tuning in.
Yes.
And stay cool.
Great. Maybe can we have just an update? How many participants, or do we have any update so far about the scoring, or it is still secret?
I think we can say how many teams are in the competition.
We're gonna check that number.
We're going to check the number now, just a second.
Oh.
We have 54 teams competing now, and some of them have already solved all of the patients. Some are still working on them. 32 has already solved all the patients, but there are still other teams.
And there's still 14 minutes to the end of the competition, so they have time to complete everything.
The final XP points, they are quite high. Can we say how high they are, or is it a?
I think we should wait. I think it's part of the wow effect.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, they're crazy high. So yeah, so the final results will be published in 13 minutes. And there has been many changes in the first in the winner line. So, but we're gonna say it when it's out there. We're gonna say the whole story of it so that you can also enjoy it.
But like people keep moving higher and higher up the scoreboard, and so it's kind of I'm really anticipating the end what's going to happen.
Currently, there are only 4 points separating the first and the second one, and they're well above in the thousands.
Yeah,
that's so exciting.
Now there's 35 teams that have already completed the patients.
How many?
35, I believe.
35.
Right now, they've completed all the patients. Oh, 36.
36.
And counting.
And counting, yeah. Counting, yeah.
And there are numerous who have already done 4, so they're gonna finish in time, I think.
And working really hard.
We have still some teams who hasn't started the 4th phase.
Yeah. So they should hurry up because they have only 12 minutes left.
11 minutes.
11 minutes. So they have to hurry up if they want to win. Or just finish the cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just I'll turn a question to Auntie right now. Actually, so like after the competition, what's the next step? For example.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that we have already organized some local competitions, like in Sofia, Bulgaria, that we organize other competitions here in Hungary too. And after this championship, we want to continue organizing local competitions. And if you guys would like to organize your own competitions, please contact InSimu and we will help you. And hopefully, as Gabor just discussed it with Pablo, hopefully we can organize this championship next year too, and we can make a tradition with this initiative.
Really interesting. Very cool. Pablo. Hello?
Yeah. He can stay with us till the end.
He should. So you mentioned that this is the first time. Like, why? What's the story behind the idea? Why you thought SCOME should have such a competition among students?
Oh, that's a great question. So SCOME works a lot in medical education, how to improve how medical students around the world learn, and we found that. InSimu app, it's a great way to of learning, and this shows how we can use technology tools for improving our own medical education. So we say, why we don't make this fun international activity with a little bit of competition over the world? And actually, this wasn't my idea. I just joined the team once it was already starting back in Tanzania. So actually, I wanted just to give a minute to thank all the small working group members. So we have Lina. She's part of the international team of SCOME. She's from Egypt and she has been working a lot in the preparations. We have Alice from Latvia, Mohammed from Sudan, Ayman from Algeria, Johannes from Tanzania, Ana Patricia from Panama, Daniel from Colombia, and Saknik from India. So these guys have worked really hard. They're all medical students, and of course, Gabor and Andrea have been really, really helpful, and we've been working as a really good team, actually.
I can feel it.
And they have been doing it on in their free time, which we know that medical students have very little. So it's amazing performance that they did, an amazing job, and we cannot thank them enough.
It's kind of inspiring what students can do when they decide to do something. Like nothing stops them actually. That's really cool. It's really cool. And we have 8 minutes and 26 seconds left in the competition. We have 41 teams which have already completed 5 patients. We're going to be waiting on the remaining 13. While we wait for Pablo.
We lost Pablo.
Yeah, we lost. So we're going to wait for him to get back to the call if he can. And just until that, any final words? We have 7 minutes left.
Think of the last patients and think carefully about the diagnosis and the pathways. Be careful about the time and cost.
You can still change the order. So these teams can still change it.
Yeah. The element of surprise is still in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a new leader.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And in 7 minutes, you guys will know it too.
Yeah. This is like exclusively, it's really cool, the special, like, we get to see.
I don't know what it could be like. I mean, they do not see what we are seeing, and it must be very annoying that we see everything and they cannot see it. I'm sorry, guys.
But it's also exciting and makes a bit of fun. So
Yeah.
you don't know where you are in the rank.
And I have a question. Can everyday students actually access the app right now? So is it possible for everyday students like me who still go to university?
Yeah, sure. They can download it anytime. It's available also on Android and iOS. They can download this for free, and they can practice an infinite number of virtual patients to improve their diagnostic skills.
We have a new leader again.
We have a new leader.
Oh dear. And we have in the first 10 currently a couple of continents, or from a couple of teams from a couple of continents. So it's a very colorful and a very nice representation.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I wonder what's going to happen in the next 10 seconds. Maybe everyone from below 10 comes up. Who knows, right?
Yeah, it can happen. So,
Pablo, can I have a question? We already discussed our favorite best of moments of the competition. Do you have any?
Please.
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
So we already discussed our favorite moments of organizing the championship. Do you have any?
Yes.
Some best of moments?
I would say during the first trial, where we invited some comedians to be part of this. This showed us the potential that this competition had, and the comments we received were really, really nice. They were really encouraging for making this competition even bigger. So yes, let's wait to see the comments that our participants have from the entire competition, the worldwide competition, to see if they're as good as the ones we received from the trial.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed the trial because before, during, and after the trial, when we tested the whole concept, after that was really nice to feel the energy that came from the participants and from the small working group. So it was a nice experience for me too.
Do you have any favorite? Is Fabio aware of the team names?
The team names. Are you familiar? Did you see the team names, Pablo? We have favorite ones.
Not really, but I the other day I was checking the pictures, and some of them are really creative, especially the ones who photoshopped the original one.
Oh yeah, I know that. That's really cool.
Creative ones and funny ones as well. Yeah, we had a couple. We went through them before when you were still not here.
And there's the ICD one, the one with the ICD code. I'm still very curious about what.
Yeah,
which one is that?
I can read that.
Oh,
This one?
yeah. Oh, this is just.
No, this is just one of the. This is one of the best names. Yes.
Yes. So there's an ICD code which is ICD-10 T71.231, and the diagnosis is asphyxiation due to being trapped in a discarded refrigerator accidentally. Did you get that? No, it's so hard.
And it's an official diagnosis from WHO.
I wonder if any patient actually has that.
It's a sad story then if you've been trapped in
Trapped in
a
a fridge
refrigerator.
accidentally, and then. Okay, cool. So we have 52 teams have already completed all the patients, and we're waiting on 3 teams, but still we have 2 minutes and 42 seconds left. You can let the miracle happen, guys.
Yeah.
Just bring the miracle. Okay. So 2 minutes, and at the end of this session, we're going to announce the winners just after the competition is closed. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Maybe we can talk about a little about the prizes. What the winning team can win. So the main prize is the first team can win a really nice stethoscope, which you can see here.
Extremely legit.
Master of cardiology. You can be the master of cardiology with that.
Yeah. And of course,
Every member of the team gets
every
one.
member of the team a nice trophy.
Ooh.
A lifelong InSimu premium access.
Ooh, I really want to be the
Wow.
winner.
We will also send a really nice hoodie with the title of the best diagnostic team, and they will also receive a T-shirt from IFMSA.
You know what? I'm going to enter the competition now. I have to.
We have 1.5 minutes. Hurry up.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe if you hurry up, you
And
can
so
do
all
that.
5 patients. Okay. So we have 1 minute and 15 seconds left. I hope the adrenaline is pumping. Just keep it up, guys, and don't give up. Okay, even if it's 30 seconds left, just keep going at it. Can we see how many people have solved the cases? How many teams have solved the cases?
Okay, we
that's
have
a
52
teams.
teams already solved,
So-
all of them. And we have 3 teams left who we're waiting for to solve all the cases.
Yes.
Or the time to
elapse.
to yeah.
We have 30 seconds. Oh,
Alright, so guys, hurry up there. And you can still guess a couple of diagnoses in 23 seconds.
I see that there's still some movement actually in the rankings
Yes.
between the teams, and there's 15 seconds left. There could be a miracle. Just keep it going.
So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm asking the IT guys if it's really close, if we can announce the winners. Is it not close yet? What time is it? Okay. Let's see.
See.
Do we have the go ahead? Do we have the go ahead? Oh. Okay. It sounds like a go ahead. Okay. So let's see the final results. And the winning team is the Elitemeds from Hungary, from the Semmelweis University. Congratulations to you. Amazing job, guys. And we have a team from Italy and Brazil in the second and the third places. And you see that the differences are just a couple of XP points. So it was a very close call and amazing. We had the first teams from
Brazil.
from Brazil,
And the United Kingdom.
Also, United Kingdom was once in the first place. Then Australia was the first.
And Singapore as well.
Singapore as well.
Within the first 10 minutes, I believe.
Yes.
And even if you see, it's around the 20th team and still above 2,000 its fees.
Yeah.
So
They did
very
a really
great
good
job, guys. Yeah.
It's an amazing job they did. All of these guys.
Just can we give them another?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Gabo, would you like to say any final words? To the.
I just want to thank all the teams who participated and congratulations to them because they did an amazing job and it was great to be here and discussing all these things together. Again, thank you for the organizing team.
So thank you, Pablo, for joining us. Thank you, David. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Gabor. And thank you guys so much for being with us for the last hour. Just stay tuned because so much more. And don't forget to download the InSimu app. It's a really useful app, guys. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pablo.
So thank you so much, everyone who participated in the trial, in the first round and the second round. And even though you are not in the top winners, the idea of this entire competition actually wasn't about the prizes, was about to show that for improving your medical education, you can use a lot of tools. This can be fun. And just for giving this small tip to all medical students to seek for more opportunities and for more tools to learn and to become better doctors, which is the final objective. So thank you. Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye, Pablo, and bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.